How's it going? Josh here from Open Source Steel. I'm going to make a quick video demonstrating how to test your CPS TRS21 and check its compression to make sure that your pistons and seals are keeping up with your recovery times and not having any leaks of gases that are getting out and escaping the crankcase. So here we go. Let's run it down. I have the TRS21 sitting here hooked up to a hose on the outlet, specifying the outlet. The inlet is completely open, and what we're going to do is hook that up to an HVAC gauge. In the case here, this is a field piece gauge. We're going to hook it up to one side of the gauge. In this case, we're going to be looking at the pressure here. And so what we're going to do is close all the outlet of the valves and only open the one that we want. And what we're going to do is turn the pump on. But before I turn the pump on, what we're doing is we're going to pump this all the way up till it shuts off. And now the pump itself has an overpressure sensor in here. So what we're going to do is bring this pump up until this light turns on, which usually happens somewhere 530 to 550 psi. It can vary a little bit just because the sensors are a little bit of variation there. But somewhere in 530 to 550 psi, the pump will shut off, the light will turn on, and we will begin to watch the gauge for any sort of leaks or blow by on the pistons. So there's a couple things we can watch here. Is how fast it will take to get up to the maximum pressure, and then when it gets up to the pressure, how long did it hold there, and is it leaking quickly or slowly? So what we expect is we'll have a very minute leak at the top end here when it hits the pressure, but we don't want to see a fast leak. We don't want to see something quickly dropping in pressure. That just means we have a clear open leak and our seals need to be replaced. The pistons need to be replaced. So here we go. Let's quickly test it. I will turn the pump on here. All right, so this one shut off exactly at 550. Now I'll show you the pump. The light is on here, and looking at the gauge, we can see that it stopped at about 550 and it's now at about 547 and kind of holding. It's slowly dropping, maybe a point or two here, there. But what this shows me is this pump has a nice tight seal. It's holding compression at the top end. And also we're not having any sort of quick drop and leak through the pistons blowing by into the crankcase, which could potentially be a gas leak during the recovery process. So this is showing me a nice tight seal. If your pump for whatever reason will not reach the top and shut off on the overpressure sensor, that means that you are clearly need to replace the pistons and the seals there. But if you have a situation like this where you've reached the overpressure sensor and it's holding, and we only have a slow, minute drop, this means that we have really nice seals in here. The compression is doing really well. You can never really get 100% of a seal. I've seen a little bit better than this, but this is pretty much factory. Might just need a little cleaning. So what we'll do is we'll open up the pump, take the top head off. We'll just clean it out, make sure there's no gunk in there. That the seals have a nice tight seal, but sometimes it's not even good to do all of that, because every time you open and close the pump itself, you can you know, make it so that it doesn't seal up as nice as it did before. So we will in this case just open it up quickly, take a look, but I can tell you right now, just from this test, this pump likely does not need service. So those guys who are wondering, when does my pump need service, make sure you try a compression check, hook it up to a gauge, and finally, when you open up, make sure you have a relief valve of some sorts. When I open this up, you can see that the pump turned back on because I relieved the pressure, and now it's at 390 holding. So this pump, again, is great. It's in great service. We'll go ahead and just disconnect it. Like I said, clean it out. And there you go. There's the answer for anybody wondering, when do I need to service my pump? There's a quick check. Take care.